fallen to the Creighton Blue Jays the last 4 in a row. Creighton at number 13. They played a tough schedule. More on that. They are 3-2. USC barely, but they are 4-0 so far on the year. Let's take a look at the USC Trojans starting lineup. Again, the third match in 3 days for both of these teams. Gala Trubant was the libero last year. She's playing at the DS. Reese Messer will be the starting setter. Just a freshman, Taylor Decker, and another freshman taking over at the libero. We've talked about Mullen, Leah Ford, McGinnis in the middle, and London Weejay will get the start on the outside. Had 14 kills in the 5-set win yesterday. And now for Creighton, once again at 3-2. They lost to Penn State and Texas. Sydney Breisinger will be at the DS. Analea Mader, a transfer out of Cal, will be the senior setter. Sage Damrow, transfer from Wisconsin. Ava Martin, we talked about. Kiara Reinhardt. She's been in Omaha for half a decade.
She certainly has.
In her 6th year.
Well.
Nora Wirtz, due to illness, will be moved into the starting lineup, and Destiny Nadam Simpson will be at the other outside wearing number 18. Two outstanding coaches on the sideline. Brooklyn Teeler will get the start at the outside. Adanya Famuina is coming off the bench out of Long Beach, and it will be Brooklyn Teeler out of Gainesville, Florida. Did not play last year because of injury, wearing number 21, that will come on once Gala Trubant heads to the sideline. 15 substitutions in women's college volleyball, a couple of timeouts per set, and you start with 2 challenges per set, and the list of what can be challenged keeps getting longer and longer. We'll go through that as we unwind. And here's the Wisconsin transfer, Sage Damrow, 5'8" sophomore out of Howards Grove, Wisconsin, back to serve. Best 3 out of 5 sets underway. Right side off the edge of the block, and immediately Gail Mullen registering the first of what will probably be many kills, Holly.
Even though that pass was behind the 3-meter line, USC knows they want to get that ball to the freshman on the right side, who works on the outside hand of the block of the Creighton.
You were at practice earlier this week. I was at USC's practice sometime last week. I don't remember what day it was. It's already too long ago. And Brad Keller was saying, wait until you see Mullen. She has really got an arm. Block deflection, chance here in transition. Nice play, number 22. Riley McGinnis, 6'1" senior out of nearby Long Beach with a tap down.
Riley McGinnis is known for her offense, but shows she can shut it down on the other side too. She makes a late move, but swats it back.
Averaging 1.1 blocks per set. And here is Megan Verbees, defensive specialist, back to serve. That ball left a little bit inside, and Ava Martin, number 8 in blue, royal blue, if you will, for the Blue Jays, able to put the ball to the floor.
Creighton so far handling that first contact extremely well. We've seen attempts go to almost every hitter across the front row.
Taylor Deckert, freshman out of nearby Manhattan Beach, now the starting libero for Brad Keller and the Trojans. Perfect reception, one-on-one. Pretty good block slow down. Back to Mullen on the right side off speed.
Passing is such an important part of the game. Look at Taylor Decker, just a true freshman, comes in, delivers that to her setter, and then Reese Messer goes right back to Gail Mullen for the little tip over the block.
Deckert, first ball contact, and then also on the free ball as well. Passing good or perfect at just under 50% so far in the early season. Pretty small sample size for Deckert. Good slow down by Creighton. And off the block and out of bounds. Well done off the perimeter for Creighton.
Creighton working that back set to the right side really quick, and the Trojans just chasing defensively at the net.
And good news, that is Jaya Johnson in the starting lineup. She was not out initially for the warm-ups, and head coach Brian Rosen said that she was doubtful, but very good news for Blue Jay fans. Martin for the first time. Nice try that time by Deckert, but blocked nicely against London Weejay, wearing number 2 for the Cardinals in black.
Nora Wirtz, number 19 in blue, has been dominant defensively, just using her length at the net, getting a chance to start, and she's making it the best of it.
Messer trying to establish the middle early. Trojans on the outside, blocked by number 3, Messer. Starting setter, also out of the Kansas City area and off the edge of the block and out of bounds. Johnson again.
Jaya Johnson for Creighton, expecting to take way more swings than last year. She got to play a role where she got a lot of sets in system this year, taking probably double the amount of attempts.
Part of the Big East all-freshman team last year. Hit for a very, very good percentage. Has been struggling a little bit so far. Trubin with a save. Free ball coming to Creighton. Good step in for Damrow. And Wirtz missed that ball out of bounds. Very, very good swing and good connection, but just missed out of bounds for Nora Wirtz, pressed into the starting lineup after the injury, I should say, the illness to Brandewie.
Head coach Rosen told us that Nora Wirtz can hit some angles, and boy, did she go for it on that one, getting on top of the ball, but just wide.
Redshirt freshman wearing number 19 is Wirtz. Thought that they did give up, meaning the Blue Jays did give up a little bit defensively. Here is Weejay. 14 kills yesterday evening in that 5-set win. Mentioned 3 matches in 3 days. Both of these teams beat Santa Barbara, did USC in 5, 15-13, and they beat University of San Diego 16-14 just last evening.
USC played till 9:45 p.m. past my bedtime, but I stayed up to watch last night, so they've got to be a little bit tired.
I was already gone. That ball served out of bounds, going after Weejay. You look at Weejay's numbers, and she's passing 61%, good or perfect.
10 sets played in the last 2 days, 2 5-set battles for USC, and they're back at it today.
There is Deckert, averaging 2.4 digs per set. She was sharing the libero position with Gala Trubin the first couple of matches of the season, but it looks like Deckert is now solidly in as the starting libero for the 22nd ranked Trojans. Here is Destiny Nadam Simpson, 6-foot junior, out of Omaha. And if you're not familiar with the Creighton Blue Jays, and you should be, outstanding women's volleyball and men's basketball programs, they are in Omaha. One of the heartbeat cities of volleyball now, both collegiately and professionally. Here is Messer, 5'11" freshman out of Kansas, the Gatorade Player of the Year. And nice tip down by Mader.
That's a missed blocking assignment. If you're Brooklyn Teeler in the front row, you have to recognize that the setter's front row for Creighton. Annalea Mader has her hands up, and Teeler has her hands in her pockets. Starting setter out of Bern, Switzerland, a transfer from Cal. Only played 5 matches last year before her season was ended by injury. Good choice by Messer, but that ball missed out of bounds by Teeler. Brooklyn Teeler, dynamic, quick jumper off the floor, went for it cross court, just did not get on top of it, missing that ball wide. Good tempo to the offense into the cross court, dug by Damrow. Boy, that is a good, high, hard, flat swing. And we might have our first challenge of this opening set. And we will indeed. Brian Rosen. Areas you can challenge: a tough touch off the block, ball in or out, ball up or down, foot fault on the 3-meter line, foot fault on the service line, a net violation, and they've added one more: double contact, whether or not it proceeds over the net or your team makes the 3rd contact. Sorry about that, Brig. Brig Beatty, one of our outstanding officials. And if the match were to go to 5 sets, and why not? I mean, why not? They both played 5 yesterday. Each team gets an additional challenge. 8-7, Creighton ranked at number 13. They started the season, as I mentioned, a couple of toughies, Penn State, and Penn State certainly in the news, the reigning national champions. Lost to Penn State and to Texas, and
Speaking of Texas, what a match just moments ago was concluded. They won 17-15 in the fifth over Stanford.
After trailing in the fifth set, Texas was able to come back in their first match ever at Moody Arena on the Texas campus.
A sold-out Moody Arena. I was going through the Texas schedule and doing some research this week, and I went to the schedule, and there was a big sold-out against Moody. So, well done.
They're always sold out, especially in Gregory.
Well, in Gregory, yes, but Moody's 3 times, 4 times the size.
Agreed.
So that's continuing good news.
Reversed. Point Creighton.
So there was a touch off the block. That is the second referee, Brig Beatty, and Tony Chan is the first referee. They do have some looks, and according to Brooke Beatty, there was a micro touch off the block, so good high flat swing, and now it is a 2-point reversal and 9-6 opening set to Creighton. Here is Sydney Breisinger, very effective server. And that's going to be a lift called against Ava Martin. One more time, take a look at that close touch call against the Trojans.
Jada Johnson flying out of the back row. Ooh. Possibly the right hand of Gail Mullen. Ooh, the middle blocker got it.
Nice play by Messer, aggressively getting the ball into the middle to Leah Ford. Good reaction defensively by Creighton. Damrow right on the spot. Trubin with the dig. Good transition swings by Creighton. Damrow again, 4.1 digs per set so far on the early season. Perfect reception. SC in system.
I like the substitution, putting Taylor Deckert in that libero jersey. She's really delivered, passing really high numbers for USC, and that helps facilitate the offense.
Yeah, you would know everything about it, Holly. I know you played setter in college, but your experience on the beach and calling games, you look at her platform, just naturally looks really, really solid. There is Deckert out of nearby. Once again, Taylor Deckert out of nearby Manhattan Beach. You know the family.
I do. She's grown up on the beach playing volleyball. I think that helps.
Creighton on top, 11-8. Mader, the left-hander, again injured last year and playing for Cal, a I can't even say it. Microbial biology major. She wants to be a physician, eventually going on to med school.
And Mader had to stay at Cal till May, graduate because of her program. She wants to be a doctor. Takes her academics seriously.
Very important point, and I'll finish the thought on Mader about her coming relatively late, if you will. Good chase by Decker. Very nice instincts by the libero for USC. Cross body. Nicely done by Wirtz. But just to finish the thought, we were talking to Brian Rosen, and you bring up an excellent point about the academic load of Mader, and she had to stay at Cal even though she had gone through the portal. She was not able to get in the gym with any of her Blue Jay teammates until the first day of practice, August 4th. That's a big, big leap to make up and to fit in, and has done so nicely.
Especially as a setter. That's no reps with any of your hitters. That's like a quarterback stepping down on the field just 2 weeks before the season with his wide receivers. You need timing, you need rhythm, you need location.
Weejay will go back to serve. Creighton on top, 12-10. You mentioned right before first serve, Nora Sis, Big East Player of the Year. Kendra Waite also has graduated, moved on to the pros, Setter of the Year, Player of the Year, and also Elise Getzinger. So some big holes to fill for the Creighton Blue Jays. Off the top of the tape and down for Weejay, and the score.
London Weejay was out most of last season with an injury, but has fought hard to get back on the court, and her passing numbers are one of the main reasons she's in the starting lineup. Passing
exceptionally well, 61% good or perfect. Only played 7 matches last year, as you alluded to, Holly. 2023 all-freshman team. In the Big East. And here comes Nora Wirtz. If you're just joining us, Eloise Brandewie back at the hotel, unable to go this afternoon because of illness. A very, very good blocker, but Wirtz good at the offensive end. Also pretty good from the service line. That is an unforced error. Messer, I thought, a pretty good delivery, but missed that time by Mullen.
Reese Messer, the freshman setter for USC, moves extremely well. Even when that ball's well behind the 3-meter line, she can push that ball to the net.
Messer wearing number 3 in black for the Trojans, one of the top 3 or 4 setting recruits in the country coming out of last year. Working that time on Brooklyn Teeler and the ace serve. We have come to the McPeak. Last year they hit at a 324 clip. Good again today and really spreading it around.
Brian Rosen told us, he said, look, the key today is spread our offense better. And you saw the number 6 players in the mix.
Good response by Teeler off the edge of the block and down. And once again, back to Coach Rosen. And we talked about spreading it around, and absolutely, because Ava Martin, 56 swings yesterday. And he said, are you going to, load management, if you will? We're going to keep an eye on that. We got to balance things out. Blue Jays outstanding in reception right now. Nice step in by Damrow, quickly to the outside. Blocked by Messer and Martin out of the back row. Nicely done on the overpass.
Kiara Reinhart waiting for that ball to pop over, stays aggressive. I'd love to see USC take some more aggressive swings. We're seeing a lot of tipping to the middle, but they're dynamic and they're quick and they can be more aggressive.
Kiara Reinhart, 6'3", once again in her 6th season, had a redshirt season as well as a COVID year out of Cedarburg, Wisconsin. Loves playing in LA, 15 of 19, no errors against University of San Diego, and then 9 of 15 last night in the 5-set win over a very good team from UC Santa Barbara. Dug by Martin. Really good read by Reinhart out of the middle. And the ball rattles through and down by Teeler.
I like that swing by Brooklyn Teeler, 21 in black for USC. Much more aggressive swing, gets her feet to the ball. Little bit of a broken play. Decker puts up a hittable ball, and she just blasts through that seam.
USC now 6 of 21, whereas Creighton is 9 of 21, hitting .333. Here is Messer. Good ball control once again, and Reinhart, a very rare unforced error on the connection as Messer will go back to serve.
I thought USC did a better job defending Reinhart, got their block out in front of her, forcing her wide.
Messer's working down the line against 6'1" freshman Abby Hayes, wearing number 2 in blue. Right after her again, very nice reception. Dug by Decker. Tough chance to keep that ball on your own side of the net.
I thought Taylor Decker did a nice job for USC. Popped over, but if you're USC, put a blocker in front of that overpass.
Defensive specialist Preisinger on to serve. Right now, Creighton doing a much better job than USC in first ball contact. Out of system here, pretty good delivery to the right side. Ford, very nice connection between the freshman Reese Messer and Leah Ford.
Anytime you can transition to your middle attackers. Look at this fantastic rundown by Mader of Creighton. But here's a roll shot to the middle of the court. Quick transition to Leah Ford in the middle. I like that set by Reese Messer.
Here is Trubant, 17-15, and make it 18-15 as that ball sails well long.
USC needs to serve the ball tougher. Creighton's been passing the ball extremely well, able to get all those hitters involved, and that really stresses your block defense.
Weejay receiving on the left, Deckard in the middle, and Trubant there. Errant pass. Martin, Leah Ford, the reigning defensive player of the week with the roof.
Watch Leah Ford, number 7, in the middle of your screen. Get out, close this block. Extended awning straight down. One of the favorite parts of the game. First, good recovery by Creighton, and then the transition block for USC.
Ford out of Keller, Texas. Big Ten All Big Ten second team last year. Nice dig by Trubin. Chance in transition. Nobody available on the left side. Good cover. And that's going to be a net violation. That's going to be against number 2 in black, London Weejay.
Transition setting on broken plays is so important. Put up a hittable ball. It doesn't have to be right on top of the net, but put it around the 3-foot line, 3-meter line, or in front. Give your hitter a chance to swing.
Deckert. Do not serve Taylor Deckert. She is excellent in reception. Good block deflection by Wirtz. Chance for Martin. Going high flat and missed it out of bounds. Good swing by number 8 in blue.
Both teams playing really nice defense right now.
Abigail goes by Gail Mullen. 3 of 10 so far in attacking. 10 swings already. Martin averages for Creighton 9. That ball out of bounds. Sage Damrow says, wait a minute, that ball was in.
Nora Wirtz has done that twice already, hitting an almost impossible angle. High contact point, driving it down. Misses it just wide.
Emphasis on just. Really good pass by Damrow. Mullen ripping into the cross court. Dug by Mader. Good choice in transition. Coaching staff right in front of us, mind you. Very much liking those choices by Messer.
USC knows they need to get their middles involved. Both are so quick and dangerous. And Messer feeling very confident with that connection to McGinnis.
22 in black, Riley McGinnis. Father Willie, one of the very famous Trojan football players. 3-time Super Bowl champion for New England.
That time, Abigail Mullen put some service pressure.
Trojans there, 4-0, currently ranked number 22. Creighton at 3-2. They've won 3 in a row after dropping the opener to Penn State, followed up by a loss to Texas, and that ball just out of bounds. Mullen's got good movement on that serve.
She does. It's flat. It was going to that corner, just took off a little bit long.
Creighton has really cooled off. I mean, 6 swings ago, they were hitting over 300. Now down to 147. Here's Martin. Good step in that time by Trubin. Speed to the outside, but a better block. Jaya Johnson. 2 in 2003. Legendary head coach McHaley, the head man for USC during that time. Tough serve. Martin with the ace coming out of the timeout.
Ava Martin jump float serve right in the seam between the right back and middle back defender. Really nice movement, and the ball just dropped away. 9th
ace on the early going for Ava Martin against only 5 errors. Mullen out of the back row, and that's twice that connection has gone into the net. What's wrong with it?
I think it can be a tiny bit higher so she can...
Booth, hope to see her when we get to Omaha this year. Martin going back to Deckert. That's good choice. A lot of sets into the middle. Messer to both Ford and McGinnis.
Taylor Deckert, the libero, pushing that pass up to the net, allowing her setter to run that quick offense. Even though there's a double block trying to stop her, McGinnis able to get on that ball quickly through the seam. Deckert, very, very good in reception. Creighton might want to rethink that and go away from her. Here is Weejay. Easy serve. That's too easy. Dug by Mullen. Transition opportunity. Nice by London Weejay, 5'10", redshirt sophomore out of Porter Ranch, California. London Weejay, love the location of this back row attack. Starts with defense. Look at the dig by Abigail Mullen, and then the quick down the pipe attack right between the 2 defenders for Creighton. Out of system here. Left side, and that ball sprayed out of bounds. Abby Hayes missed it. And you mentioned Abigail Mullen. Obviously, we talk about her offense a lot, but she's defending her position. 2.3 digs per set is a very impressive number for the fine young freshman out of Kansas. London Weejay, 14 of 31.
in the win yesterday in 5 sets over University of San Diego. Both of these teams played a lot of volleyball this weekend in LA. Demro with a shank. Going after the libero for Creighton.
London Weejay served a really nice kind of midi, that one that just drops in front of the passer. Sage Damro's an elite passer for Creighton, but that one dropped out.
Good response by Weejay and the Trojans after they gave up a 4-0 run. Set point number 1 for USC. Back to Damro. Pretty good response and reception. And Hayes misses it. Tried to cut off a sharp angle, did number 2 in blue, and the Trojans come from a 23-20 deficit, score 5 straight points. Holly McPeak to take the opening set.
I thought
The set, they led it 15-10, and they had a 23-20 lead late before Messer and the Trojans went on a 5-0 run.
Creighton ran a balanced offense. A bunch of hitters just have 2 kills, but too many errors at the end.
8 hitting errors on 37 swings to go against 11 kills, and a lot of those errors, including set point from Hayes, came quite late. Trubant will start things. Gala Trubant, who was the starting libero last year, will start things off out of San Diego. 30 matches last year, 3.3 digs. Underway second set. Tight on the joust. Good cover by Damro. And Hayes able to tuck the ball inside. Good response by number 2 on the outside for Creighton.
And a missed opportunity for USC. They got that overpass situation and were not able to score.
Jaya Johnson, who was reported to us was under the weather coming into this match today, will give way. Maybe only now playing across the front. Destiny Dadam Simpson is into the lineup. Into the middle once again. Good reaction that time by Hayes. Mader, the left-hander, missed it just long. Pretty good choice, though.
Analea Mader, the lefty, loves to be offensive as a setter. Takes a big rip, but misses it long. So important as a front row setter to establish yourself as an offensive weapon, to hold the blocker with you.
Megan Verbeest out of Manhattan Beach, 30 matches last year. 5'6" senior on to serve for the Trojans. Trojans at 4-0, Creighton at 3-2. Easy serve. Martin gobbles that up. You know, that was too easy. But as soon as it comes off the hand, you can see that that serve just isn't moving.
You need movement and you need pace, and that one just hits the platform of the passer perfectly. Block late, pressing over the net for USC.
Sydney Breisinger, 5'7" junior out of Ohio, has 5 aces already on the early season. Quickly to the outside. Good dig down the line by Simpson. Tough chance. That was a very, very quick transition. More time here for the Trojans. Setter out of the play. Trubant stepping in. Very nice misdirection. Good soft block. Ava Martin with the one-on-one. Point-saving block by number 8 in blue.
It started with that good soft block by Ava Martin of Creighton, and then she has the opportunity to kill it to that corner in the back row.
Connection not there in the middle. Missed between Messer and McGinnis. That's going to be 4 contacts. That attack out of the back row by Nadam Simpson did not clear.
Yeah, it looked like the location was a little bit deep, and Nadam Simpson, the back row attacker, could not get her feet there.
Here is Gail Mullins, 6'3", outstanding freshman out of Kansas City, has shown a very good serve and does so again. Mader able to tuck the ball down inside.
Analea Mader, number 17 in blue, has got a whip of a left arm, hits it sharp inside the block. Again, offensive-minded setter, double block in front of her, but she goes sharper.
6'1" senior, playing in her graduate year. Transfer from Cal. And that's missed by Damrow. Creighton has won outright or a share of the Big East title 11 straight years. They were picked to win it again this year, followed by Marquette. Weejay, serve handled nicely, ripped into the cross court, dug by Decker, legally off the scoreboard if the ball stays on your side, and then Brooklyn Teeler cleaning it up.
Love that aggressive swing. Brooklyn Teeler is quick, and when she's offensive-minded and aggressive, good things happen. Starts with a dig, and then Reese Messer. Oh, that one comes off the scoreboard, and Brooklyn Teeler battles that one through the seam. 9
kills on 24 swings against Santa Barbara in that 5-set win. Good read. Back-to-back by number 21 in black.
Brooklyn Teeler, knowing that Annalea Mader likes to be aggressive on her blocking assignment with the stop.
USC came back from a 23-20 deficit to take the opening set 25-23. USC ranked number 22, Creighton at 13. Rare miscue. Creighton is very, very good inside out, their ball control. You don't see that happen very often, and that's going to force a timeout to be called by Creighton and their first-year head coach, Brian. Every bit of it. Very, very solid indeed. And now the second half of the doubleheader, USC on top 1-0. Working on Martin. Out of the back row, Nadam Simpson, number 18 in blue, with a very good swing.
Love the location of that D set to Nadam Simpson. Little higher, little wider, allowing her to go either line, angle, just gives her a little bit more range to work around that block.
Interesting, comes in as a back row player for Jaya Johnson. Hits out of the back row. Good serve, tapped down by Johnson.
Service pressure is crucial in a matchup like today. We saw numbers get really close, but the difference at the end of the first set was tough service pressure. And Annalea Mader going right at Teeler, gets an overpass kill for her teammate.
Good response and going back into the middle. Once again, 8 attempts out of the middle for USC out of 35 swings. Almost a quarter. That shows that they're passing the ball pretty darn well, Hall.
Definitely, and Reese Messer very comfortable getting her middles involved, and usually a 1-set, just a quick set right in front of her, and they're able to work one-on-one.
Here is Deckert once again back at the line, floating that nicely done by Breisinger. Nora Wirtz pressed into the starting lineup because of an illness by Eloise Brandaway, looking every bit of the 6'4" redshirt freshman offensively.
We've seen Wirtz crush some balls out of the middle, number 19 in blue, using her range at the net.
Martin pretty quiet so far on the afternoon. Remember, she took 56 swings yesterday, less than 24 hours ago. Nice dig by Martin. I'll give you her offensive numbers after this point. Back to the middle again. Dug by Mader, and that's going to be wanted a violation against USC. But the first referee is going to say that ball was right on top in the plane.
Good heads-up play by Leah Ford, number 7 for USC, just hovering above the net and going up and getting it again.
Ava Martin right now is 2 of 15 with 3 errors, hitting negative. Out of the back row. Boy, I like that choice. Get Martin going a little bit.
Beautiful Bick out of the back row, coming right down the middle, and Ava Martin finds the corner. Starts with a good pass, and then Mader finds her one-on-one crossbody to that corner.
There is Wirtz, the redshirt freshman out of Valley, Nebraska, redshirted last year for this outstanding team. Once again, last year, 32-3 was Creighton, 18-0. They lost to Penn State in the regional finals, and that was at Penn State. Trubant to serve for the Trojans, leading 9-8. Martin, pretty average pass, and what a good block. Mullen along with Leah Ford with a roof against Hayes.
Leah Ford in the middle is so good laterally. Look at her get up and close that seam with her right hand. Beautiful block stop for USC.
Leah Ford had 10 blocks in the opener against Loyola Marymount crosstown. That serve is missed. Speaking of crosstown, talking to Brad Keller and about the travel challenges of a West Coast team being in the Big Ten. They do not leave Los Angeles for the entire non-conference. They've already played LMU once. They're going to play Long Beach, and then they're going to go back and play in a tournament at Loyola Marymount. So they protect themselves a little bit on the back end vis-a-vis travel.
Could be a good strategy.
We shall see. If not, we'll tell Brad it wasn't a very good idea.
Well, I think for a young team, more time at home in the practice gym where you can continue to get better.
Beast mode, let's go.
Madame Simpson out of the back row again. Chance in transition. Pretty quickly done. Dug by Martin. And another rare misconnection. Kiara Reinhardt is so consistent out of the middle.
Kiara Reinhardt had 15 kills Friday night out of the middle, but been a little bit quiet today.
19 swings, 15 of 19, no errors. I was wrong about USC's schedule. I'll clean that up in a second. They play Cal, not Long Beach. And nicely done by Hayes. Good response by the freshman wearing number 2 in blue for Creighton. And Brysinger will come on to play the other half of that position. Again, 15 substitutions in women's college volleyball. At the Olympic Games, there are only 6, and in men's college volleyball, also only 6.
Sydney Brysinger plays a really important role for Creighton. Has had 32 runs of 5 points or more for her team, which is so impressive.
I've never heard of a number like that.
I know.
Never.
I read it in the notes and I confirmed it. It's impressive. And she had 4 aces Friday night. But USC able to get her off the line, so that's a good sign.
There is Mullen back to serve once again. And missed that. Mentioned international rules, and it bears mentioning. Congratulations to the women's national team from Italy. They beat Turkey today for the World Championship. So now they are the reigning Olympic champions, VNL champions, and now the world champions. Good swing inside. Dug by Deckert. And a good shot into the cross court, number 2, London Weejay. Just to finish the thought on the World Championship, the United States women had a good summer. They lost to Turkey in the quarterfinals.
Watch Taylor Deckert slide under that ball. Good settable ball from the backcourt, and then Weejay just a better swing cross court.
Weejay now with 4 kills on 12 swings. Mullen also with 4 on 16 swings as a team. USC hitting .208. Nice pass. That was a very good serve. Deckert is there. Ball set a little bit too tight for Martin. Miscommunication, free ball for Creighton. Not a good set, but Martin made do.
Tough serve. Look at the bottom drop out. Mater gets her feet there, and then back row tip. This ball set inside to Ava Martin, who puts her head down and just blasts high through that seam.
Tough serve by Mater. Right side to Johnson. Back to Johnson. That one's not coming back.
When Jaya Johnson gets that ball set a little bit wider, she's got the range to put it either spot, and she's at 6'2", is a very physical right side. Look at her, that line open. Taylor Deckert, brave to stand in it, just can't control it.
Last year on the All Big East freshman team, hit .322, struggling a little offensively. Nice read by Messer.
Nora Wirtz, the middle blocker for Creighton, needs to have her hands up, realizing that the setter on the other side of the net is front row.
Well, once again, going back to the absence of Eloise Brandewie, an outstanding blocker, and now the freshman having to step in, redshirted last year. So Brian Rosen telling us if they missed anything out from Brandewie, it would certainly be at the defensive end, because Wirtz is very capable in terms of attacking. 15-13 is the advantage for Brad Keller in his 6th year, and the USC Trojans currently ranked at number 22, Creighton at 13. Here is Taylor Deckert, very impressive, the freshman at the libero. That ball. What do you think about that set? I know that USC wants to play fast, but
I think it's too low. She can't work around the big block of Creighton when it's too low. She tried to work outside of it. I like the pace, just has to be a little bit faster so she can get on top of it.
Boy, that is a tough connection to make. That is long-range speed. Here's Martin. Pretty average pass for Deckert, given to her standard. Dug by Mater. Hayes is blocked. Leah Ford again. What did you put the awning down?
Awning, extended awning over the net. I mean, not only is she high, her hands are on the other side of the net. Nose is going to the left side, gets her. Look at her right hand. Really thoughtful and mindful close of the seam.
Of course, the awning blocks out the sun.
Yes, it does.
Tough serve, nicely handled by Damrow. And Jaya Johnson playing a little bit under the weather, but doing a very, very nice job offensively, starting to put up some much-needed numbers for Creighton. Tough serve by Wirtz. Good service pressure from Creighton. Mullen inside and then dug by the middle blocker. Not a good set in transition. A rare mistake for the freshman libero.
Just looking at the stat sheet, the difference so far has been errors. Creighton has made 16 errors compared to only 7 for USC. This one is one of them. Overpass on the transition set. Missed opportunity off the dig.
Right side. Wow, called a carried ball against Brooklyn Teeler.
They've cracked down on this play, and the ball's behind her head, and I think that's why the ball was called instead of in front of her attacking down.
You are exactly right. Good serve into the seam this time by Wirtz, and leaves that out of bounds. Number 19 in blue, coming off the bench for Eloise Brandewie, doing a very nice play in the Big Ten Conference. Pitt Panthers have also been very good, but look at Creighton. Last 10 years, all of those under Kirsten Bernthal Booth, they've averaged 27.6 wins per season.
Creighton's been dominant in their conference, and that's why non-conference to start the season is so important for them. You want to get tested, learn about your team, and see where you match up.
Wirtz again, and misses coming out of the timeout. Good timeout called that time, and much needed. Brad Keller wanting to put an end to that run. Trubin back on, wearing number 16 in black, back to serve.
Looking at the stat sheet, Jaya Johnson is 6 for 9, hitting .667 on the right side. She is front row for Creighton, so look for the set to go to her.
Right on cue, Holly McPeak. Good block deflection out of the middle that time by Ford. In transition, back row to the backup libero. Miscommunication there. Trubin is all over it. Once again, very low, covered by Deckert. Right side, Mullen is blocked. Hayes along with Reinhardt.
Creighton knows that USC wants to go to that right side. Well-formed block. Also, the set died a little inside, so Abigail Mullen did not have a lot of line to work off the outside hand of the blocker. Wonderful point, Holly McPeak, about Jaya Johnson. She was questionable that she was going to play. Where would they be? She's 6 for 12 now, no errors. Here's Nadam Simpson. Back to the middle. Good play by Reinhardt. Jumping into the crossbody, over the top of the block and down by Mullen. Abigail Mullen finding a way to score. That soft tip over the block. Defenders defending deeper on that line. It's got to be really precise, though, and that one was.
And we got to have more of a conversation about how fast Brad Keller and the Trojans want to play in transition. That is a high degree of difficulty.
Brad Keller thinks that Reese Messer can run it that fast, and I feel like as a freshman, she's going to get more and more comfortable with the system.
That is definitely still a work in progress. That's a much better set. Much better location and trajectory on that ball from Messer.
Agreed. I think that gives London Weejay more room to work off that outside hand, a little bit more lift. You see the location, big seam in the block, but Weejay goes off the outside hand of the right side blocker.
Because Coach Keller's Trojans are creating some opportunities to score. They've got 32 digs. And women's college volleyball is all about what do you do in transition. Dig a lot of balls, but you got to get good swings. Nice response by the Trojans. Their new basketball arena, or volleyball arena, if you will, 17-15 in the fifth. Of course, we got to talk about what's going on with Penn State. Weejay is dug. Chance here for Mullen. Ball still alive. Reinhardt, no. Martin out of the back row, number 8 in blue.
As the rally goes on, that back row set becomes more and more dangerous. The blockers in the front row thinking about their front row obligations, and then one-on-one, Ava Martin is so good on that back row attack out of the middle.
Into the red zone. There is Breisinger, right woman at the line in this situation. Good pass by Weejay, and that ball missed out of bounds by McGinnis.
McGinnis, number 22 in black, needs to stay behind the ball a little bit so she can get on top of it. I like that choice by Reese Messer to get her the ball in that opportunity.
Where will Breisinger go? Probably go down the line to Weejay again, and goes into the cross court to Deckert. That's a mistake. Perfect pass, but the ball missed out of bounds.
Messer got a one-on-one for Mullen on that right side, but Mullen can't find the court.
Timeout is called. Creighton.
He needed help and to step away and get it. I think that's a really brave move, and I know it wasn't easy for anybody involved.
I texted Katie Schumacher-Colley offering my best wishes to Izzy Stark. Yeah. And you see the quotes that Izzy Stark has put out. We wish her the very, very best. I had Izzy 3, if not 4 times last year, and just a wonderful athlete to deal with and to watch play.
One of the most talented athletes in the country. One of my favorites to watch. Plays with great energy and joy and passion for the game.
Beautiful swing that time by Martin, but missed it. I'll tell you, Martin has taken some quality swings, just missing the top of the fingers just slightly and out of bounds. Tied at 22. Mullen, tough serve, and a service winner working against Breisinger.
We saw this at the end of the first set. USC really picking up the pressure with their service game, creating these point-scoring opportunities, and there Mullen gets that one to pull away from her passer.
Another excellent serve. Good response by Breisinger. And missed again. Did Ava Martin? Yeah, she got a piece of the block. Smart swing by the senior for the Blue Jays.
Brad Keller's going to challenge.
Ava Martin, 24 of 56 in their 5-set win yesterday. The 6'1 senior out of Overland Park. Excellent call, Holly McPeak. And I think that the second referee, Brig Beatty, is telling Brian Rosen, head coach for Creighton, exactly the same thing. Again, it's got to be definitive, and there was nothing there that said, yep, that's a touch. But they reversed it. There is Mullen, who's been good at the line. Set point number 1 for the Trojans. Perfect pass. And blocked. Riley McGinnis with a set winner.
Both middles for USC have been fantastic defensively.
Creighton plays a very, very good non-conference schedule. Not only have they already played Penn State and Texas, I'll give you the rest of their non-conference schedule. They also play Nebraska. Missed opportunity for Creighton early on, and that ball off the top of the tape by Ford and off the defense and out of bounds.
USC continued trend to run those middles, and it's a pretty easy set in terms of setter middle attacker combination. That one set right in front of the setter, they've been able to score a lot.
Well, we're early on here as Verbees goes back to serve. You've seen Nebraska in person. How much of a separation is there now between the #1 team in the country and the rest?
I would say there's a big one, but I saw Kentucky push them to 5, and Kentucky was really impressive. I think there's about 3 or 4 teams that are really elite right now. Obviously, Nebraska has the biggest head start because of all the returning talent.
Boy, and what a comeback win for Texas. Texas handled Wisconsin earlier on and looked very impressive, but they were down against the Stanford Cardinal before miraculous comeback came back and won it. Challenge here for Brad Keller, just underway here in the third set.
USC is challenging for ball in.
One of the several areas that you can challenge. Ball in or out is not done electronically, as it is now done at the international level. Holly?
Wow. I mean, there's like a sliver of black between ball and line.
I think the ball's out.
I like to say it in a more dramatic fashion. But you're right.
You had me at the edge of my seat.
Good.
Well, a game of centimeters and millimeters.
True.
Well, and both of us are big tennis fans, and so we've been just living with the U.S. Open. And I love that there are no more lines people. I'm sorry they're out of their jobs, but it's all done electronically. And with a Bolt 6 system at the Olympic Games, at the World Championships, and internationally, in-out is all done automatically.
And I hope we're moving in that direction. I know it's an expensive system, but it's so efficient and effective.
So waiting on Eloise Brandewie was ruled out of the match because of illness, and Jaya Johnson was 50-50, but she has played very, very well. London Weijie with a kill down the line.
Watch this set by Reese Messer. Gets at the 3-meter line and gets her body around that, pushes it with height and speed all the way to the pin so London Weijie can work down that line for USC.
That ball served just out of bounds by Mullen. Absolutely, Holly. Love that delivery by Messer. 11th meeting all time between Creighton and USC. Creighton won in Omaha last year 3-1 and have won the last 4. USC does lead the series with 6 wins overall. Mullen again, high flat. Good touch by Damrow. Messer out of the play. Weijie, nice swing over the top. Weijie at only 5'10", the redshirt sophomore, doing a nice job going OTT.
And that's a transition opportunity. The libero, Taylor Deckert, bump sets that ball, but gets it high enough so London Weijie can go to work.
Yeah, the libero, you're in there obviously to receive, serve, and play defense, but you got to be able to set in transition. And that was a very good example. Here's Weijie. Damrow. Touch out of the middle by McGinnis, but couldn't control it.
Broken play, you want one of the USC players to get up in transition and try and block that play, but Creighton able to stay aggressive.
Jaya Johnson leading the way with 6 kills. Abby Hayes has 5. Ava Martin been well controlled. 5 kills on 25 swings and 7 errors for the returning All-American for Creighton. On the other side, Weijie with 7, Mullen with 6, and then it goes down from there. Ford and Brooklyn Teeler with 3 apiece. Martin looking high hands. And Creighton is absolutely convinced, and we're going to have another challenge. I'll tell you what. Mader, well handled. Good reception. Oh, a better block. Teeler is absolutely roofed by Jaya Johnson.
I love that pass by Brooklyn Teeler. Just puts it right in her setter's hands. I'm not sure if this ball's dying inside or they want it inside, but Jaya Johnson is a fantastic blocker on the right side for Creighton, all over that ball.
And Alea Mader back to serve. Question for you, Holly, about that last challenge. You know, internationally now, and I know the challenge system is better because of the technology and the cameras, but internationally now, you can call the touch on yourself if it's so obvious, yeah. And it keeps the game moving along. I don't know if that'll come to the college game yet. There is Reese Messer out of Kansas, the Gatorade Player of the Year, one of the top setting recruits in the country coming in this freshman year. Better block. Mullen along with Ford.
Blocking has been a big difference for USC. They've got 8 blocks compared to 4 for Creighton, and Leah Ford's been a part of most of them. Watch her get outside. Abigail Mullen sets it up, and Ford closing.
Right side, Johnson comes right back. Good point about, and an interesting point, Brad Keller. He knows his team is not the most physical, but when you look at the numbers, last year they were 5th in the country in blocks per set at 2.9. This year so far, small sample size, they're 3.0. So they're doing a very good job in that phase of the game. There is Martin, struggling so far on the afternoon after a very busy couple days. Nice play by Messer, getting number 21, Teeler, one-on-one.
Really quick set behind her, and Teeler's dynamic. We see her on the left side. That's where she lines up, but she can score on either pin. Look at her get off the ground and attack the line outside her blocker.
Very nice sprawling reception by Taylor Deckert. Working on Hayes. Pretty good set in transition, also by Deckert. Impressive rookie libero. Back to Mullen again, dug by Mader. Kept off the floor by Trubin. Outstanding blocking work by the Trojans.
So many good digs, both sides of the net. Look at this ball. Trubin slides under, gives it a little lift, gives her team a chance to live another play, and then Leah Ford patrolling the net. Another USC block.
Leah Ford, the reigning Defensive Player of the Week in the Big Ten Conference. Tough serve, working on Martin, pretty well handled. Hayes inside, dug by Deckert, calling her name a lot. Been very, very impressive. A pillow fight has broken out here at the Galen Center. Nothing soft about that. Messer into the middle again to Ford.
Leah Ford wanted no part of that pillow fight. It's up in transition, crossbody crushes this ball for USC.
Nothing wrong with a good pillow fight, as long as it doesn't last too long. Martin out of the back row, and Messer. Let's give a little defensive clinic by Holly McPeak, one of the best of all time, indoors and on the beach. Holly, what did Messer do wrong there?
Well, she's still moving. I mean, she's got to get her platform there and just needs to stop her feet so she can control that ball off her platform.
Yeah, that is a dig that she must make, and she will. That ball drifts out of bounds. Trojans on top now, 10-7, but leading 2-0. McGinnis back on. Megan Verbeest back to serve. Very, very competent defensive specialist. Played a lot of volleyball for the Trojans last year. 30 matches out of the 32. Tough serve, but floats just long. Holly, if you're a first-year head coach Brian Rosen, And your All-American, and the woman we featured before the start of this match, Ava Martin, is really struggling. 7 of 28 with 8 errors. Where do you move her around to try to get her going?
Well, I think she's doing a lot of the little things. She's blocking, she's passing, she's digging. She's a fantastic outlet in the back row, but you have to use some of the other hitters. She could be fatigued. She's been carrying a big offensive load for her team. I
completely agree with that. 9 of 27 against San Diego on the first night, and then last night, I mean, just hours ago, 24 of 56. Good block deflection, taken by Messer. Chance in transition, off the block and out of bounds. London Weejay again.
And again, I have to credit Taylor Deckert with that transition set. She puts up a ball that's high enough that London Weejay can go to work, get up, and find ways to score around the block.
Weejay now hitting at 300, 8 of 20 with only 2 errors. Error when you either hit a ball out of bounds or get blocked for a point. That's another ball missed by Mullen. That Gail Mullen really angry at herself for not making that dig.
Nadam Simpson has been hitting exclusively out of the back row from that right side. That one gets away from USC.
Nadam Simpson, 4 of 10 so far. Very nice afternoon. Jaya Johnson splitting that spot. She is 7 of 17. Ball set way inside. Martin having to go off speed. Good play by Messer. What a good read by the rookie Reese Messer.
I love that dump attack to the corner. It's a heads-up play. It's got lots of pace on it. Look at the tip, triple block. Hitters are scrambling to get in position to hit. Reese Messer just throws it down to the deep corner. Nice heads-up play, realizing where the defense is.
Weejay back to serve, having a nice afternoon, hitting 300 with 8 kills, 3 digs along with 2 aces. Perfect pass, and oh, what a block. That was against Reinhardt. Riley McGinnis. Shake, rattle, and roll.
Brad Keller said, look, Riley McGinnis is our most offensive middle, but I like what I'm seeing defensively. Fantastic eye work, reading her hitter, being set in front, and quick hands over the net for the stop.
Weejay, big swing out of the pipe.
It starts with a dig when you keep the ball off the floor.
Now with 9 kills. Martin, perfect pass on the slide. Reinhardt missed it out of bounds, and the roll continues.
USC was forced to chase on that block, but Reinhardt misses fingers, and another USC point. Big block advantage for USC, 10 blocks over 4 for Creighton.
This one's getting away from the Blue Jays. Again, playing shorthanded. Missing Eloise Brandewy, and Jaya Johnson, although her numbers don't show it, was also under the weather. Timeout called, out of the media timeout, and then called and
worn them down and turned things around in this third set, hitting 471. Those are blistering numbers, and USC's block has held them to 105 on the other side of the net.
Oh, good swing. Mullen couldn't get out of the way of that one. She thought it might have been out of bounds, but a really good swing on the pipe and a much-needed side-out score for Mater and the Blue Jays.
Nadam Simpson crossbody. Abigail Mullins in a great spot. Can she get her hands up and dig that ball overhand?
Well, if she took a beach clinic from Holly McPeak, she'd be all over it.
Yeah. Brooklyn Teeler finding a piece of the block.
Look at Teeler's numbers pushed into the starting lineup. Adanya Fomoina, usually the starter, the 6'1" redshirt junior out of Long Beach, coming off the bench. Teeler now 6 kills on 13 swings. Nice stab by Deckert. Messer going deep, good read by Breisinger. Oh. That is such a good swing. Fantastic swing out of the backcourt. Is that Nadam Simpson again?
Nadam Simpson, rangy attack out of the back row. She's behind that 3-meter line. I like this transition offense going outside the left hand of Brooklyn Teeler, who's trying to block that ball. Defender was on the line.
upcoming schedule for USC versus BYU, Western Michigan, then a couple against LSU, and then close out the non-conference against the California Golden Bears. And as far as Creighton is concerned, Louisville and Nebraska bookended around Rice and Northern Iowa still to come. Louisville currently ranked number 3 in the country. There is the upcoming schedule. BYU, always a very, very strong program, currently ranked at number 18. LSU, a team out of the SEC that's much improved. You can catch those on Big 10 Plus. Deckert dropping a dime. Wonderful pass by the libero, Taylor Deckert, maybe the MVP of the match.
Taylor Deckert has really solidified that first contact. She's owning it. And I mean, as a setter, that's a dream when you get the ball in your hands. Allows you to isolate your hitter on the right side. And Brooklyn Taylor is the recipient of that beautiful set.
Good pass by Martin. Set in transition, a little bit tight. That's a mistake by Deckert. I went with the MVP. You thought it was a little bit too much?
No, I like it. I like it. Liberos don't get enough love, right? We always talk about the point scorers, the hitters, the blockers, but liberos start those offensive series with that first contact.
Creighton running out of time. There is Wirtz, redshirt freshman, pressed into the starting lineup, has done a very nice job. Mullen into the deep cross-court corner. That ball was called out of bounds, but corrected, yeah. I thought that swing looked awfully good. That was a very grown-up swing for a freshman.
And I think Abigail Mullen is learning on the job. She's very talented. She wants to be great. So the more game opportunities at this level, facing a big block, she's going to continue to get better and learn where to put the ball. 22 of 54 against Santa Barbara, 14 of 25 against LMU. She's been the go-to. Trubens can't make the dig, and Martin, much needed kill. Got to have it for Creighton. Ava Martin's been spectacular out of the back row. Creighton has not been able to get her going in the front row.
Martin averaging so far on the season, and again, this is the 6th match in, 3.8 kills per set. So pretty well controlled by USC, probably one of the keys. Deckert, wonderful pass, and McGinnis. Riley McGinnis has been good at both ends for USC.
I agree. Brad Keller talks about her offense, and her defense has come a long way, and I love what I'm seeing from both middle blockers in USC jerseys.
USC now just 3 points away. Should be a marquee win for USC against the 13th ranked Blue Jays. Now 2 points away. London Weejay, number 2 in black with a good read, working against Analia Mater. Creighton is going to be just fine. We'll see what happens when they play Louisville and Nebraska. Picked to win the Big East. Over the top that time by Kiara Reinhardt.
Creighton trying to find some momentum, and it's 1 point at a time. Sydney Brysoninger is the right person on the line. She's known for being able to serve any spot on the court, trying to get a Creighton run going right now. 5 points or more 32 times.
And that ball cross-bodied and thought it was missed out of bounds, but they call a net violation against Creighton. Got it. Match point for USC to improve to 5-0. Brad Keller thought that they could be 10-0 in the non-conference. They were picked to finish 6th in the Big Ten preseason poll. Match point. Martin, Ava Martin. Certainly one of the favorites for Player of the Year in the Big East Conference. Creighton will be headed to the airport and get on their charter flight about 4 hours back to Omaha. And Ava Martin better have a seat where she can get her feet up. Match point. There it is, the win for the Trojans.